The people who own a Royal Enfield or rides a Royal Enfield, this is the only motorcycle where people connect with the bike.
Was built even before the World Wars took place, and when they did happen, it took part and survived both the World Wars. And even if there was a third one, I'm pretty sure it might take part, but it's sure to survive even the Third World War. Yeah, we are talking about the Royal Enfield, and in this case, is the 350 Classic. And to talk about the Royal Enfield 350 Classic in this episode of History on Wheels, I have Pratiksha on my left here, and that's Akhtar on the right. Both of these guys have a vid experience when it comes to motorbiking and Royal Enfield. They're the first people I'll go to if I want to know something about Royal Enfield bikes. Akhtar here has done 5 lakh kilometers on that bike, and it's a 500 which he has tuned, and he will talk more about it.
So this is a 500cc which I've converted into a 535.
And Pratiksha here, she's the first woman to do a lot where motorsports is concerned. She's going to talk more about it.
When I was in my mom's womb, and when my mom started getting the labor pain, it was past midnight, and that particular night there was a taxi strike all over Mumbai. So the family had no other option but to take my mom on the classic 350 which my grandpa owns.
We're going to get this episode started with the Royal Enfield Classic 350 and why it has been a crucial player in India, and also how it took the brand international.
This is a 2010 car model. When I took the delivery, after 6 months, I thought about it, guys, what I can do it. So I went back to the showroom and I said, make it matte black. I told them what needs to be done, and that's how the.
No, but you got it done from the showroom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It cost me a bomb.
The paint work and all would have been like what the company.
Yeah, proper. The whole machine was dismantled, each and everything.
Are you saying even the engine was done?
Yeah.
No
Everything.
wonder. So have you got it repainted after that?
Yeah, lots.
Because normally the powder
because
coating
the life of the power coating doesn't last long.
With the heat.
And I'm into off-roading now, so wear and tear happens. So there is always a couple of times I did.
This is a 500cc and you bumped it up
To 535.
So you have done boring.
Yeah.
And you
block piston.
Does it still have fuel injectors or?
No, I've converted into a carb.
And you 5 lakh kilometers. When I
5
mentioned
lakh
you said it's
running.
It's over that.
Yeah. It's an old baby. I need to take care like my child, but it's rocking on road.
What about you, Pratiksha?
So apart from this classic 350, I even have a 1986 model.
Is it with you?
Yeah, it belongs to my grandpa.
Oh, so I think then there's more memories to that.
Yeah, I do have like my entire childhood as a toddler and when I grew up, my entire childhood I used to roam around that bike, and I also used to fight with my siblings and elder sister to sit ahead. Like I always wanted to be on the tag.
Were you also playing with the throttle?
Yeah. My grandpa used to give me he used to let me throttle it out. So
okay, so that's where it started. If you want your daughters to get into motorsports, let them have a go at the throttle. Is that how it started for you?
Yeah.
The enthusiasm.
Right.
Hey, by the way, you said he has the
1986. So 1986. It's a reverse gear. The
was
gear is towards the right side.
Yeah, till 1977.
77.
No, 1977 was the time they also
switched from.
No, there was a diesel bike.
No, diesel started in 93.
93 mein.
They started
and I think that was the only lineup of diesel bikes that they had. Very
yes,
few.
in the 90s.
Did any one of you all ever get a chance to ride that?
I did once. Since I was studying, I was into, I've done my diploma in automobile engineering. So I have friends who are into bikes and cars. So I did get a chance to ride one.
Have you rode? Ever?
There was this one time I got to see it, and I wanted to ride it, but at that point in time, the guy was not able to get it started because he had kept it idle for a very long time, and then to get
It's
the
difficult
diesel,
to start a diesel engine.
Yeah,
to get
If
the
it's
diesel
kept
engine
for a
rolling.
long time.
But
The back kick. The diesel Enfield is known for the back kick. If you didn't kick
I
it well.
think till,
No, all Enfields
till,
actually.
Nah, but
you
the
had
diesel-
an electric
70s,
starter,
80s,
all
90s.
the
Yeah,
bikes had that
But the
thing.
diesel has a very bad back kick.
For the longest time, they also made the engines from cast iron,
Cast
because of
iron,
which
right.
a lot of people would call them white elephants because they were very difficult to maintain.
The charm of the cast iron is you have to ride it at a constant speed. You can't like throttle like today's world, be it a Royal Enfield or any bike you are like riding. Everybody wants to go above 100, above
Fast.
120.
You cannot
but the cast iron,
Take
you
it
like
fast.
go smooth on the highway, take the breeze on you, chill.
I think that's one of the elements that Royal Enfield always had was the bikes were meant to be cruiser bikes. They were
Yeah.
not about speed, it was about the feel of the road, feel of the bike and the environment. I think the first time they launched in India was in 1952
Yeah.
with Madras Motors taking on the contract for 800 odd bikes
Correct.
for
army.
the Indian Army.
For the Indian
For
Army.
the Indian Army, and then
They started exporting it.
no,
To UK.
yes, I think that was what got the ball rolling for them.
Right.
And I don't know if it was the 350 or the 500.
The
then.
350.
350.
350 they started
Yeah.
exporting
That's
to
why we
UK
are
and
talking about
Europe.
the 350s, because the first bike that Indians had, which was assembled in India, was the 350. That's why we are starting with the 350 and not the 500. So any of your viewers are like, why not the 500? It's because of that. We'll come to the bike. That's why we have him here, as our respect to the bike as well. But possibly, if these guys join us, we'll have an episode on 500 as well. I mean, I have not been a Royal Enfield fan for the longest time. The last time I rode one, they had the gears on the right hand side.
Right
The
hand side.
70s.
brake
70s and 80s
70s.
model.
Till the 70s.
Yeah.
And that guy there had that bike. I took it out for a spin once. He was there with me, and someone who cut us across, and I took a split second to realize what it did. But by the time I did brake, I'd already hit the other person in front of me.
I have the similar story. I took my grandfather's Electra 350 and it was like I went to Hyderabad, I took it and I'm like down in the...
Have you ever crashed or not?
Crashed on an Enfield, no. I did crash on
She's
racetracks,
the
but
better rider amongst the two of us here.
even I tried the right hand side one, my grandpa's.
Huh.
But then I had this thing in my mind, like I'll ride it slowly, and
Oh no,
I
with-
just had this thing in my mind that the gears are towards the right
With
side.
me, I was a little overconfident. I took some time to get used to it. When I got used to it, I was like, I can do this. Then I was brought back to
Happens,
reality by that person who cut me off.
Yeah.
But that was not really a fond memory for me, is because that really pulled me off from the Royal
Enfield.
Enfield charm. And then yesterday I picked up this bike for the video. Oh, I absolutely agree. So when we were driving to this location, and I had to drive the car, and Pratisha was with me in the car to get here, and then the rest of the journey we did on the bikes. But while we were riding, and I was watching the three bikes in the rearview mirror, I said, you know what, just pull out the camera and take the picture. I've never done that for any other Royal Enfield bike ever in
That's
my
why
life,
it's
but
scary.
that whole, I don't know, I felt very connected, though I was not being a part of the group, and I felt left out at the same time. That's why when we parked, I was like, I'm going to get on the bike and I'm going to ride the rest of the day.
This is a decade-old motorcycle. Still, when I park it, I have to look once and then I go.
I think that's all the motorbike guys do that. All the motorbikers do that. We're able to say all this is because of what Royal Enfield has been able to pull off with these bikes. There are a lot of manufacturers who came into the market later who tried to disrupt the market with Royal Enfield. But we don't hear those brands anymore. We hear them out on the streets because the bikes are still there.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of brands who had to leave.
Some
the
funny
market.
comparison has happened in past. Horrible.
But they have really survived, and that's why when I started the video I said it survived the whole, or it's been there, and it's, even if there is a third one, it's going to be there, because it's not just the general public, it's
Correct.
in the armed forces, Republic Day, Independence Day also. There's a reason why these bikes are involved. In 2001, the Daredevils
They made a
201
Pyramid.
201
pyramid, yeah.
men on 10 Royal Enfield.
It's not possible on any other motorcycle.
There's
Indian
not,
Army can do
not
it.
seen of, not heard
Salute
of.
to them.
Amazing. And then again was in 2002 also they attempt. No, 2002.
In 2002, they launched the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Thunderbird with 5-speed.
By the
gearbox.
way, was it last year that Royal Enfield
Completed 120 years.
120 years, and
Yeah,
that's
it was last year, and here I have a limited edition helmet as well.
Dedicated
so
to that,
yeah,
huh?
so this was launched by Royal Enfield. It's
Yeah.
a very limited one. It's written, see, 120
Oh,
years
yes.
of pure motorcycling. This is completely different from the old version.
absolutely different. So even for looking at this location, I took Sumeet here, who is our DOP, along, and we were scouting on, and these are extremely narrow, extremely uneven sort of roads. And I don't think we had an incident of a sort. He is here safely recording. I'm here with you guys. So they have evolved in a much better way. It's much more refined, I think.
But what I
It's
miss is the
lighter.
thumb. The
Yeah.
dug.
I think that's because of the emission norms that they had to make
Now,
this change.
the
Yeah,
more-
but I miss that sound.
The people who own a Royal Enfield or rides a Royal Enfield, this is the only motorcycle where people connect with the bike.
Royal Enfield has survived the test of time and has come out fighting when it was cornered. Many brands have tried to compete against the brand but have lost the battle. The 350 continues to fight on the front lines alongside our soldiers, but at the same time is the chosen travel companion for millions of riders around the world, creating some amazing memories. Such is the legacy of the Royal Enfield 350.